Vehicles attacked by drones. Attacks that even tanks couldn't escape. Attacks on Russian trenches. Ukrainian trenches under attack. This is a war of technology, destroying vehicles, buildings, trenches. Stay tuned for more. A Russian position is attacked by a Ukrainian FPV drone. 2 Russian soldiers notice the drone. A bomb is dropped on the soldiers. A Russian soldier makes a big mistake and jumps on the bomb. The Ukrainian 53rd Mechanized Brigade is taking action with an FPV drone to attack the logistics route of Russian forces near the city of Kreminna in the Luhansk region. The logistics route is surrounded by wire mesh to protect against fiber optic drone attacks, but this is not enough. The attack on the vehicle carrying 2 Russian soldiers is successful. The vehicle explodes. 2 Russian soldiers lose their lives. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. June 5th, 2025. Russian soldiers launched an attack on the positions of the 63rd Separate Mechanized Brigade in the Serebryansky forest. It was noted that the Russian soldiers were wearing different clothes to hide from thermal sensors. However, the Russian soldiers were detected by Ukrainian FPV drones. Ukrainian kamikaze drone attacks immediately launched an attack. Russian TH-72 tank is hit by a Ukrainian kamikaze drone. The tank takes serious damage and starts burning. Russian soldiers try to get out of the tank quickly. The Russian tank, which has completely exploded, is now unusable, but the attack does not end there. A second attack is made on the Russian soldiers who come out of the tank. June 2nd, 2025. After the major operation launched by Ukrainian forces against Russian military zones, Russian soldiers launched a serious attack on Ukrainian positions. Incendiary bombs were thrown at a Ukrainian position. Soldiers in a Ukrainian trench are panicking as they try to reorganize. When you look closely, you can see that the bomb that was thrown was a flammable substance. 9 Ukrainian soldiers were seriously injured when Russian forces attacked a crowded trench. 3 Ukrainian soldiers were killed by falling bombs. June 5th, 2025. The Ukrainian 63rd Mechanized Brigade spotted a Russian T-72 tank entering Ukrainian defensive positions near the city of Kreminna, Luhansk region. The tank, which was caught on thermal imaging cameras, was immediately attacked. The Russian tank, badly damaged by the first attack, continues to advance thanks to its strong armor. The tank is now an obvious target for the Ukrainian forces. A second attack begins. In the second attack, the engine compartment of the Russian T-72 tank is targeted. With the attack on the engine compartment, the tank is completely destroyed. Russian multiple rocket system BM-21 Grad is destroyed by the Ukrainian HIMARS strike. June 6, 2025. A building belonging to the Russian army in the Tyotkino settlement of the Kursk region was completely destroyed by a GBU-39 bomb dropped from an aircraft of the 107th Regional Defense Brigade. The GBU-39 is a 250-pound precision-guided glide bomb. June 6, 2025. A Russian Iskander missile system positioned in a forest was hit with critical accuracy by artillery fire after being detected by Ukrainian forces. 1 Russian launcher was detonated, while 2 others were likely damaged. June 2, 2025. The 47th Mechanized Brigade of Ukraine launched a large-scale operation in the Kursk region. It launched an attack on Russian positions in the village of Vesely. More than 10 human aircraft were involved in the operation, which hit radars, trenches, and soldiers. This is how a Russian mortar position is hit. Russian soldier hiding behind a tree can't escape drone attack. May 28, 2025. A Ukrainian drone captures aerial footage of the city of Chasiv Yar. The Ukrainian drone detects the BMD-2 and possibly an MTLB Russian armored vehicles and immediately moves in to attack. Armored vehicles carrying Russian personnel are being attacked by Ukrainian drones one by one. The armored vehicle carrying the Russian soldier, continuing to advance on the field, is unaware of what will happen to it. Soon, the Ukrainian FPV drone takes off for the attack and takes action. The Russian armored vehicle is covered with extra armor against drone attacks. But this is not enough. After 2 attacks, the vehicle cannot withstand and is completely destroyed. A total of 5 Russian soldiers lose their lives in this attack. A Russian soldier is spotted near the village of Nikolskoye, Donetsk region. The soldier is alone and has no weapon. He is running fast and in panic. He is seen entering a ruined, abandoned house. Ukrainian artillery launches an attack on the house that the Russian soldier entered. After several shots from Ukrainian artillery, the house where the Russian soldier was located is hit. It is not known why the soldier was alone or did not have a weapon, but it is understood that he most likely ran away from the soldier. When the building he was hiding in was hit, the soldier left and ran back the way he came. June 3rd, 2025. A Russian armored vehicle refueling at a fuel station is destroyed by a Ukrainian FPV drone. No soldiers can escape from the vehicle, which catches fire with fuel. The fuel station is also rendered ineffective by the growing fire. A Russian D-30 Howitzer positioned in a very good area. The location of the Howitzer, which has been firing at Ukrainian positions for a long time, is being determined. Ukrainian forces are launching an attack on the position where Russian soldiers are also located. The main goal is to destroy the Howitzer. With a few air cannonballs fired by Ukraine, the Russian position is destroyed. The Russian Howitzer is destroyed in the attack, in which the Russian soldiers do not even have time to hide. The Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade is going to raid Russian positions with about 20 Ukrainian soldiers. The conflict begins when Ukrainian forces suddenly arrive at the Russian trenches with vehicles. It seems that the Russian soldiers are not unprepared. However, the Ukrainian soldiers change the course of the conflict with the advantage of both air support and numerical superiority. Although the Russian soldiers opened fire, they did not have much chance against the heavy machine guns of the Ukrainian armored vehicles. Since they were under constant fire, the Russian soldiers could not take a good position. Slowly, the Ukrainian soldiers began to advance by taking cover. The Russian trenches' defensive resistance is broken and Ukrainian soldiers begin to fully enter the positions. However, this is not an operation to seize territory. The aim is a shock attack and retreat. About 15 Russian soldiers lose their lives in the operation. June 5th, 2025. Ukrainian forces launched a large-scale offensive operation. Russian vehicles, personnel, positions, concentrations of Russian armed forces units, communications equipment, and supply depots were destroyed using UAVs and artillery. Following the initial bombardment, Ukrainian artillery units unleashed a relentless barrage, targeting retreat routes and reinforcement lines. Russian trenches and dugouts were hit with devastating accuracy, leaving little room for maneuver. In several sectors, Ukrainian infantry units advanced under drone cover, clearing positions and capturing abandoned equipment. The scale and coordination of this offensive highlight Ukraine's growing capability to carry out high-impact, multi-layered attacks, combining real-time intelligence with modern firepower. June 5th marks a significant moment in the ongoing war, a clear demonstration of how precision, timing, and technology are reshaping the battlefield. Ukraine's ability to strike deep behind enemy lines is forcing Russia to adapt under constant pressure.